So we have another trinomial they want us to factor. First thing, look for the GCF. And this time there isn't one, so, other than one. So we don't have to worry about taking out the GCF. I'll write it down. We looked for it, but we're not going to factor anything out. So there isn't an integer that will go into 4, 20, and 25, and they don't have a variable in all three of them. Two of them have an x, two of them have a y, but not in all three of them. Okay, so right away we go to, well, what are our options for a trinomial? It could be, we could do the AC method, which you could do the AC method on this. Or you could say, oh, look, this is a perfect square and this is a perfect square. Maybe it's a perfect square trinomial. So the idea is, perfect square trinomial. It wouldn't be bad to do this one with the AC method. You'll get the same answer, but the numbers will be a little bit large. Okay, so if it's a perfect square trinomial, it has to fit into this form. It has to be something squared plus 2 times AB plus B squared. And if that's the case, then it factors into A plus B squared. Okay, so my 4x squared, I could write that as 2x squared. So that is something squared. And my 25y squared, I could write that as 5y squared. So the question comes in, if I have, 2, so that's in the formula, times, this would be my A, 2x, times B, this would be my B, 5y, is that the 20xy? And 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 5 is 20, and I have an x and I have a y, so yes, this is a perfect square trinomial. Then it's going to factor into whatever A is and whatever B is, and it's going to be addition. It's addition here, so we know that. All right, so it factors into 2x plus, wrote the wrong number, plus 5y squared. Now you could check that. This is the answer. If you were going to check it, I highly recommend, especially if you're kind of new to this or it's, you don't feel comfortable, write it out in as 2 binomials and then do FOIL. So you'd get the 4x squared, you'd get a 10xy, but then you'd get another 10xy. It'll help you become more familiar with it. And then you get the 25y squared. So yeah, this checks. This is just the check. Okay. That was a perfect square trinomial.